Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com and by theBULLYexposed.com. Get your Buzz Off Bullies t-shirt at theBULLYexposed.com. We also need your help in keeping our nonprofit a nonprofit. Go to the link on our bio and please give if you can. Today, we're going to continue our segment that we call Straight Guy, Gay Girl. And here we go. All right, we're back. Great. So, yeah, you were saying that your first experience of negativity about being gay was from your parents. So, I have heard, parents like throwing kids out. I've met a female, who was thrown out of her house at 13. For that. So Greg continued it. I always thought you had a good relationship with both of your parents because of the way you've talked about them in the past.
Oh, well, yeah, I speak highly of my parents because of our relationship now. That doesn't mean it was always that way.
Right.
Yeah, no, I struggled. Me and my dad struggled for a very long time with our relationship. Like, there was a point in time where I did hate my dad. Like, I couldn't stand him at all. There was nothing. I just wanted nothing to do with him. There was points in time where if he didn't come home, I wouldn't have batted an eye at all. I wouldn't have cared. But, yeah, no, it was rough. It was rough. He was just so mean. Very verbally abusive about the whole situation. It was just for no reason. Like, he was just very, very rude. And I would never understand the reason. Like, because I knew he wasn't coming from a place of his faith from it. He was solely embarrassed just to be somebody who had a gay child. And that to me was just like really, I don't know, it was just a lot. I was like, wow, what is going on?
Wow.
So, yeah, it was just a lot for me to take in. And, yeah, that was definitely by far the most negative experience I've had in my entire life dealing with it. My friends, never had a problem with my friends. People at school, middle schoolers, whatever. But my parents, my family was the biggest obstacle coming to that.
Wow.
It's funny because I never came out. I never had to. They just heard something or heard something that somebody else told them about something quote unquote gay that I've done, and my dad just spazzed out about it.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just bad. It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really funny because when I was thinking up questions that I could be asking about with this, I started to think, okay, what was my first experience? And it was when I think I was 13. We had these two friends. They used to live. This is just a coincidence too. We used to live in the Bronx together, okay, and then we moved to Long Island, and they moved to Long Island as well, just a different city that's probably like 30 minutes from where we were, and so that was like, oh, that's cool, because we've always enjoyed their company when they lived in the Bronx with us. So when they moved out there, they bought a nice house. They had a pool, so we used to go over there. I don't know if I think you know this. I at that time at 13, I knew I wanted to be a culinary chef. So one guy worked with my dad. The other guy, both their names were Frank and Al. And Frank worked as a chef in Manhattan. And when you work as a chef in Manhattan, you are cooking for very important people. So I always enjoyed being with him and him teaching me how to cook and all this, and never knew, because they both told us they were cousins and that they lived together. And they even had separate bedrooms. Like when they took us through the walk of their house for the first time, this is Al's room and blah blah blah, and you could see it's Al's things, yeah, blah blah blah, and then this is Frank's room, and you could see it's, yeah, you could tell that's Frank's room because Frank, and they never told us that, never. And then I remember one time my dad sitting us down and saying to us, This is what I love about my dad. He always was not afraid to tell us things that most people won't tell their kids because it might be a family secret, you know what I mean? Or it might be something like this. And he sat us down and he said, you know, they're gay and they live like that because if they don't say they're cousins, people are gonna either hurt them or they can lose their job and all this. And it really, really, now as an adult, makes me love my dad a lot. It really does, because my dad was like, we talked before about the light-skinned Puerto Rican, you know.
Yeah.
So my dad was a light-skinned Puerto Rican. People used to think he was Italian. That your dad's Italian and your mom's Puerto Rican. Is that what's going on here? That's what people would think. You know, I'm like, no, my dad's Puerto Rican. He's my real dad. People would think he's not my real dad. That's how light-skinned he is. So my mom is a dark-skinned. And I can remember my dad telling me stories about, you know, not that my grandmother was racist, but my dad was 17 when they got married because he got my mother pregnant. And, you know, back in the day, that's, you married. You didn't, at least for the Latinos, you married. You didn't live together once the girl got pregnant. You know what I mean? Once you did that, you married, or you really looked at it as a negative way. So my dad had to ask my grandmother for permission to get married. So he did. And one of the things my grandmother said is, not that I don't love her, you know I love her, it's just, you sure this is what you want to do? Because it's going to be a hard road for you, you know, marrying a dark-skinned person, you know. And my dad said, no, that's what I want to do. And then when I, as an adult, and I see that, those stories he told me of that, and then I see the stories of, he didn't care that Al was gay. You know, he could have easily said, no way, man, we can't be friends. I can't bring you around my kids, you know.
Yeah.
And he definitely could have kept it secret because I didn't know what was going on. I don't know, my older brother figured it out, but I didn't know. So he could have definitely kept it a secret and kept it at that. But no, he decided, no, you know, we're all equal. So I really love my dad for that.
That's nice. That's really admirable of your dad.
Right.
Because you said that was a little back in the day, too. So pretty much everybody was, like, on some other stuff.
But you're right about the thing that you said about family is the hardest. I will never forget when I was 15 years old, my mother allowed me to pierce my left ear. Oh, my cousins were like, F word this, F word, you know what word I'm talking about when I say F word, right? I was like, really? You don't know it's, you know, one ear means this, one ear means that, and it's in the correct ear, you know, it's like, wow. And it's really funny because, like, at 21, one of my main cousins that was saying that to me, he ended up getting his ears pierced. And his mother is very religious, so to me it was reflecting that I always wanted that. And I can't get it because my mom won't let me do it. Your mom let you do it, so you're an F word, you know.
So rather bring you down.
Right,
Absolutely.
right, and rather than saying, you know, I think that's cool, at least one of us can do it, you know.
Exactly.
But no,
I never understood that. Like, that whole spirit of bringing people down to make yourself feel better is so out of pocket to me. Like, that makes no sense. Like, what is wrong with you? You're still gonna be hurting. You still have the deep-seated insecurities that you're gonna always have until you decide yourself to grow and heal. So you bring somebody down, does nothing. Does absolutely nothing.
It's like, to me, it's like getting high. You know, you feel good for a second, and then it wears off, and then you gotta, you know, make some, bring some. Yeah, now you gotta bring someone else down, and yeah, that's so true. Okay, let's pause right there. We'll be right back. I hope you like our segment called Straight Guy, Gay Girl, brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com and by theBULLYexposed.com. Get your Be Kind t-shirt at theBULLYexposed.com. Remember, guys, anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero. Be kind to one another and have a great day. Bye now.